everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing those of you that were born in 1960 or before and your Social Security monthly checks. I have all the details and exactly what you need to know right here in the video. Let's get into it and talk through all the details. All right, now if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, or if you've been watching the headlines, you know as well as I do, there are a ton of bills, packages, proposals, ideas, and concepts out there right now to reform Social Security in a major way, including, but not limited to, raising benefits, cutting benefits, raising the full retirement age, flattening out benefits, replacing benefits, and the list goes on and on. I could literally sit here for an hour and rattle off all the different changes that are out there on the table right now to potentially change this program for the millions of beneficiaries that rely on these monthly checks. However, some beneficiaries that are currently receiving benefits or future beneficiaries who are going to be relying on these benefits at some point here in the relatively near future are also wondering, what does this mean for me and my monthly benefit, especially those of you that were born in 1960 or before. And again, the exact focus of this video right here, because you fall into a certain category that I do want to bring to your attention here in this video, and everybody born after 1960 falls into a little bit of a different category, especially with a bunch of these changes that they are implementing and or proposing as of right now. So again, let's get into it and talk about what is going on here and what they want to do to your monthly benefit checks. However, really fast before we get into it, can I ask a huge favor of you? If you have not done so yet, will you please make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting the subscribe button right down below the video, and make sure to join the other nearly 500,000 people here on the channel that have already done so by hitting the subscribe button down below. Thank you. I truly do appreciate it. I want to do whatever I possibly can for you right now. It's a tough time out there. I totally get it. I'm watching all the headlines, watching the details that are being announced, the bills, packages, proposals, anything popping up you can possibly grab or take advantage of, like money, benefits, programs, raises to benefits, checks, stimulus, monthly checks. Again, the programs are out there. Tons of different things going on right now, and I want to help you out in any way that I can. Financially, we all need a whole lot more right now. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure to join the other nearly 500,000 people here on the channel. Subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Always has been, always will be. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate your support. And let's talk through the details about this. All right, so again, I want to focus on just those of you that are born in 1960 or before. Now, obviously, if you were born, after 1960, then that's totally fine too, but there'll be a clear difference to what's going on here, okay? So here's what goes on with this. Remember, right now, the full retirement age for anybody born in 1960 or after is the age of 67. That is as of right now. Remember, one of the major changes that are out there right now, I'm going to say this much. There's a handful of changes, okay, that have a very high probability of happening and changing Social Security at some point within the relatively near future. When I say relatively near future, I don't know when this is going to happen, probably within the next few years here, but at some point, there's a handful of these that are probably for sure going to change. However, there's like unlimited amounts of proposals and ideas that are out there to change Social Security in other ways as well. But I would say this small handful of them probably has a very high probability of actually happening. But one of them is to push out the full retirement age, the age in which you can file for your Social Security benefit, right? So right now, you know that you can get benefits as early as 62, or the full retirement age is basically anywhere between the ages of 66 and 67 for those people that are born in 1954 through 1960. And again, it tops out at the age of 67 for born in 1960 or after. However, basically, those of you that were born, 1960 or before, this is kind of the cool thing about it, because let's just say that they raise the full retirement age out until the age of 70, which they've talked about, and that is one of 3 different proposals that are out there. One says 68, one says 69, and one says the age of 70. I wouldn't be shocked. In fact, I anticipate them to push it out until 69 or 70. I don't think they're even going to mess around with the age of 68 because it's only 1 year. I just don't think that's going to do anything. I do anticipate them to push out the full retirement age by at least a couple years, probably to 69 or 70. That's my opinion. I could be totally wrong on that. We will see what happens with this over the coming months here as we get more details on this. But here's what I anticipate, okay? And again, why I want to bring all this full circle here and talk about why the 1960 or before group is kind of in a good position here, okay? But let's just say in theory, they push out the full retirement age out until the age of 70, okay? They push it out by 3 full years from 67, 68, 69, 70, 3 years, right? Now, here's what I want to point out to you, okay? This would impact anybody born in 1961 or after, okay? So basically 1961, 62, 63, 64, all the way out until present time, right? It impacts all of those people. But here's the cool part. If you're born in 1960 or before, according to the research on this, this would have no impact on you or your monthly benefit. And if you are already receiving benefits, you're good. Nothing to worry about here, okay? Born in 1960 or before, you're fine. This would not impact you or your ability to claim benefits at any time, right? Your full retirement age, anything like that. It would not push out the full retirement age for you whatsoever. However, if you're born in 1961, now this is where it starts to pinch a little bit, okay? Let me explain what's going on. So remember, the full retirement age, again, right now between 66 and 67. If you're born in 1954, it's 66. Born in 1955, it's 66 in 2 months. Born in 1956, it's 66 in 4 months. Okay, so gains by 2 months for every year that you're born after 1954, and then it tops out again at 67. But here's what would happen. If they push the full retirement age all the way out until the age of 70, now the countdown continues, okay, or the count up, I guess I should say, continues yet again at 1961. So now somebody born in 1961, if this were to pass through, again, this is the big if, okay? So this has not been passed yet. I just want to make that very clear, but I anticipate this to happen, okay? But here's what it comes down to. Now the full retirement age starts pushing out. So born in 1961, it's 67 in 2 months. Born in 1962, 67 in 4 months. Born in 1963, 67 in 6 months. Born in 1964, 67 in 8 months, right? So the list goes on and on all the way out until we reach the age of 70, okay? Does that make sense? So that is what we're talking about here. So it'll be pushed out by 18 months, or how does that work? I'm trying to explain this in such a way that makes sense, okay? But we'd be pushing out the full retirement age by 3 years, and basically it goes in 2 months increments, okay? So this would impact a lot of people, especially that were born in, say, like 1970, 1972, 73, you know, out in the mid-70s, things like this. It would really push out the full retirement age pretty substantially like that, if that kind of makes sense. So that's what I wanted to share with you here in this video. And again, for those of you born 1960 or before, this would not have any impact whatsoever. It's only going to impact those people born 1961 and after. Now the full retirement age would start ratcheting up by 2 months for every year that you're born after 1960. Does that make sense? And this is how they would implement it going forward. But again, the big question right now would be is, number one, are they going to push out the full retirement age? My bet on that would be yes, for sure they're going to. When are they going to do it? I don't know. It could be in the next couple of years here. They're probably going to be doing it sooner than later, okay? So that would be change number one. The next one would be, how far out do they push out the full retirement age? Because depending on how much they push out the full retirement age, that just simply means that, well, now it's going to impact more people the further that they push it out, right? Because it's just pushing out that timeline. They're essentially pushing out the goalposts further and further. Does that kind of make sense? Pushing out the goalposts, like, right? So further and further, they push out the goalposts and making it harder and harder for people to get their benefits, you know, at some point, at least their full retirement benefit, or their full PIA, primary insurance amount, is basically the amount that you get at your full retirement age. No bonus and no cut right there, but it's just kind of what it is, right? Anyway, does that kind of make sense? So I want to explain that really quickly for you because there's a couple of different groups. Now, I could make a follow-up video to this one and say, those of you that were born in 1961 or after, and I could explain literally exactly what I just did in a separate video for those people that are born in 1961 or after. Who knows? Maybe I will do that, since I am going to title this video, you know, born in 1961 or before, to highly focus on those individuals, right? So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that for now, but I hope this explains it. But again, there's other changes coming into Social Security. And again, I would say this is for sure one that will be happening because they've already demonstrated they've done it before and they will probably do it again. And there's other changes as well, but I can talk about those in a separate video. So does that help you out a little bit? I hope so. Otherwise, please subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Share the video with your friends on my social media. Go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel, including those in the video library or that I've hand selected for you in the description or the top of the comments section right down below the video as well. And yeah, right now popping up on your screen as well, you'll see some videos. So go ahead and make your selection now. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. Have a nice day and catch you again later in the